Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. This is your horoscope for the coming week, and it starts with Monday the 12th of June and it goes through until Sunday the 18th of June. Now it's really nice to be with you today. I'm outside again. As you can see, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite places to film. Today again, risk of rain. It's really muggy, so there's loads of bugs around, so we'll see how we go today, and focus on the horoscope. That's the main thing, hopefully. Okay, Monday the 12th of June, we have the moon going into Aquarius, and it does that at 11:46 in the evening. The moon also forms a relationship, a quincunx, with the sun in Gemini. Now, we're in Gemini season, okay? The sun is in Gemini. The sun in Gemini is optimistic, it's all about communication. So this month, and with the sun being in Gemini in general, there's much more activity. Communication becomes heightened. People are more adventurous, more willing to take risks, more willing to try different things. For you on this day, on Monday the 12th, you're going to naturally be considerate of other people, and you're really going to have a fun time communicating with others on Monday if you make that a possibility. So if you surround yourself with other people, it's going to go really well. That includes friends, family, also work colleagues. Communication really is not the issue. And I did this report, I wrote it up earlier, and the key word really for this week is good communication. You're not going to struggle with communication. That is not the big problem this week. So that's great. Okay, so if you're someone who struggles with communication, or you have a job that involves communication, you're really going to be blessed and supported this week. It works very well. So on Monday, working on a collaborative humanitarian project will also be a great way to enjoy yourself. So that's taking it to the next level. That's taking it even a step further. Rather than just collaborating and being around other people, you're now doing something for humanity. So that would be communication on a very large scale. Now, Tuesday the 13th of June, we've got the moon going into Aquarius. Or it still is in Aquarius. Yes, it went into Aquarius in the evening on Monday night. So here on Tuesday, it's now still in Aquarius. Mercury's in Gemini. Very, very happy, because Mercury rules Gemini, so it can use its energy most fully. So even the communication planet is in Gemini. Communication is affected by this as well. So combined with the sun, you can do no wrong as far as communication is concerned. This Mercury then trines Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter is the lucky planet, and in Libra it's about creating positive opportunities between you and other people. So this Aquarius moon also trines Mercury in Gemini. So Aquarius moon in itself is an air sign, and Aquarius is about being a humanitarian, is about communicating. Mercury in Gemini, same thing. So on Tuesday, you will find that this is one of the best days of the year when it comes to communication. And I know that's a huge statement, but I think it's valid. I think this is going to be one of the best years, seriously, for communication this year. So if you're working on your creative masterpiece, work as hard and as much as you can today. If you have unresolved issues with another person that would take a miracle to resolve, and it involves communication to resolve it, then do it today. That miracle can potentially happen. It is an exceptional day when it comes to communication. Everything in the chart lines up to make this perfect for you. What's in here, getting it out, creatively communicating is perfect. It couldn't be any better. I hope I got that point across. Wednesday the 14th of June, we still have the moon in Aquarius. So these first 3 days of the week, the moon in Aquarius, the moon is really your soul, really what makes you feel at ease, what's most comfortable for you personally. So the fact that that's in an air sign and in Aquarius means that you're going to be focused on sharing your ideas, and ideas that have a positive impact on humanity at large. So Wednesday the 14th, more communication. It's not 100% ideal as Tuesday, but your desire to be of service to humanity is still very strong, and communication is still excellent. I mean, it's not 100, but it's 99.9%. Okay, so communication is amazing this week. Again, if you're an activist or you've been waiting a while to express something, this is the week to do it, and these are the days to do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get it out there. Thursday, the 15th of June, we've got things kind of changing now. Saturn opposes the Sun, and that only happens once a year. So Saturn opposes the Sun once a year, and this is the only time in 2017 that this is going to happen. The moon goes into Pisces at 10:19 in the morning, and the Pisces moon then sextiles your Venus in Taurus. So Thursday, it's time to deal with your responsibilities, to learn the lessons, to be real with yourself, and to see if you're on track or not. This Sun-Saturn opposition is kind of like a mini Saturn return almost. It's asking yourself, what are the structures of my life? Do they serve me? Do they not serve me? So it's good to check in on yourself and where you're at in life. Now, the moon and Venus ensure that you can look at this in the most loving, positive way so that you can make changes to your life while being kind to yourself. So you can be your own best friend today. Keep it that way. Make sure you are your own best friend today, because you get to see that there need to be certain changes that need to be made in life. Saturn in itself, and when Saturn return happens, if you're off track, it's not very gentle and soft, it's tough, okay? It says, you are not on track, you need to make changes, make them. It's really not gentle. It doesn't say, how are you feeling today? It doesn't spoon feed you, it doesn't mollycoddle you. Saturn is not really the most sympathetic of all planets. It says, this is what you're aiming to do. Are you doing it or not? If you're not doing it, then that's pointless. Go do it. Okay? So the fact that we have the Pisces moon sextiling Venus and Taurus softens this whole process. And it means you can face your responsibilities, and you can look at what's going on, and you can make changes in a positive and loving way, and not, being governed and ruled by fear and making it some sort of terrible transition. So keep your eyes and ears open on Thursday. You will discover something about your life that you may want to solidify or create more of. There may be something in your life that you do not like, that you discover that you want to get rid of. You will have the ability to make those changes in a kind and loving way. So Thursday is a really good day for you to assess where you are in life. It's like a half-yearly check. We're in the middle of June here, the 6 months of the year. Use this Thursday as a half-year check-in and see where you are. Are you on track with what the year is? What are you doing for the next 6 months? Are you on track with your plans? And set some goals if you don't have any. Now, you are your own best friend on this day. Keep it that way, and make sure that you ask yourself, what do I enjoy? What do I love? What do I want to do? It's really going to serve you. Now, on Friday, the 16th of June, Neptune goes retrograde. Neptune is the planet of dreams and aspirations. It's the water planet. It's also King Neptune in mythology, the ruler of the sea. So this is the planet that is responsible for the intuition and insights and dreams, imagination, and the ability to manifest things. Neptune can be seen as the high priestess in the tarot. It's having access to all knowledge, being in touch with the collective unconscious, being passive, and just being able to receive those messages in, that wisdom of the universe, just allowing it to trickle in. So Neptune in itself is passive, and I've talked about this Neptune retrograde in the monthly forecasts for June for each sign of the zodiac. So for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and so on. So if you want to see how this affects you specifically, the Neptune retrograde, make sure that you watch your monthly forecast for June, because it's going to happen in a certain house in your chart, and it's going to affect you in a particular area. Okay, so Neptune in itself is passive anyway. When it goes retrograde, it seems to be going backwards, so it's even more passive. So what happens is that you become more in tune. You become more in tune with your own inner guidance. You're more able to hear it, and the messages come through loud and clear. So you have more intuitive insights, heightened receptivity for guidance for the next 5 months, because that is how long this is going to stay in retrograde. So really, the next 5 months, the rest of the year, listen to your guidance, listen to this retrograde Neptune to get the best out of 2017. So this can give rise to even more personal creative output for a good chunk of 2017. The more inspired you are, the more work you can do. So it's great for artists, for writers, and anyone who works both with spirit and creativity. So if you feel like you channel spiritual information and that is what you put into your work, into your writing, into your art, this is the perfect time. And you got 5 months now. Neptune stays in retrograde for a long time. On Saturday, the 17th of June, the moon goes into Aries at 5:56. And the moon conjuncts Chiron in Pisces. Now, on Saturday, this is a change again because the moon in Aries is very different to the moon in Pisces. The moon in Pisces is gentle, soft, spiritual. It's the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces is at the very end of the zodiac, the 12th house. Aries is the first house. It's like the beginning of the new year. It's a fresh start. It's getting energy together to get things moving, to overcome obstacles, and to move forward. So with this moon going into Aries at 5:56 in the evening on Saturday, you'll notice that Saturday evening there's now a gradual shift where you become much more driven to take action. This week so far has been about communication and receiving information. You become much more driven to kind of jump into action now with this moon. This moon also conjuncts Chiron in Pisces. So on Saturday, you feel strong and optimistic. This is a great day for a do-over. I put that in inverted commas, a do-over, something that didn't work in the past that you can do again. So this is something that you tried in the past and it didn't work, but you haven't been able to let go of this idea because you think it's a really good idea and you're right. So this is the one day to try again, to heal the wounds of past disappointments and to replace them with success. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, okay? If you do something over again and expect a different result, like if you had an art opening and it didn't work, or you had you wrote to a publisher and you tried to get your book published and it didn't work, try again. Doesn't make you insane. You will get a different result. And sometimes it's important to try again and again and again and not to give up and not to give in. So if there's something that really disappointed you, that you cared about, that you wish you would get a do-over and it would have turned out differently, Saturday is your day to do this do-over. You feel strong and optimistic, and there's a very great likelihood that you'll be able to achieve this thing that didn't work in the past. Now finally on Sunday, we have the moon still in Aries and it squares Mars in Cancer. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer very much. It's a water sign, so it's a bit frustrated. And it opposes Jupiter in Libra. The Sun in Gemini sextiles Uranus in Aries. So here on Sunday, we've got the potential to be frustrated by information that comes in via another person, another human being in your life. It's likely that you find yourself at odds with something that has been expressed by this other person, either directly, in person, or whether you've read it or whether you've heard it. So either publicly or on a more personal level. And you're going to be ready to defend your beliefs and even try and convince the other person to see things your way instead of their way. So you feel really strongly, and you could get into heated discussions on this day. But the reality is that those heated discussions are pretty pointless. You're not going to change anyone else's opinion. It's arguing for the sake of arguing. And it's really just you reacting to something that irritated you, something that frustrated you. If someone says something that you think is absolutely ridiculous, you will think, I have to educate this person and let them know that what they're saying is totally wrong. It's ridiculous. They're on the wrong track. If this is someone you really care about, and you see them making a giant error, then of course say something. But if it's a stranger or something in the news that you read that really irritated you, someone is misinformed, or something that someone says something that you don't like. There's the potential to fall into the trap here on Sunday, spending your whole Sunday angrily responding to someone and their opinion and getting into it with them. The reality is it's very difficult to change someone's opinion, and I don't really see that this is particularly fruitful on this day for you. So with the energy you've got, the moon in Aries, that Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Libra, I would continue to focus on communicating with other people who you do get on with, and surrounding yourself with people who you like and who you enjoy, and that you on Sunday deliberately try and avoid conflict, and you surround yourself with people who you like and who you know you can have a good time with. I mean, you know, your friends aren't going to agree with you on 100% of everything, but you don't need that. You don't require that. It's just that there is this potential today to fall into a hole of getting really annoyed and spending the whole day coming up with a perfectly crafted letter of response. You know, we've all been there. We've all said, okay, I'm going to respond to this and set them right. You will not set them right, and you'll waste your whole Sunday doing that in anger and feeling negative and frustrated. So change that around, spend the day with friends, and have a good time instead. So Sunday, you really have to watch out. You have a lot of choice. You can either have a day full of conflict that's really pointless, or you can have a fun day. So that's what I get for you this week. It's a really interesting week, and like I said, it is that Tuesday, I would say, is one of the best, if not the best day of the year for communication. So really take that on board and make sure that you put yourself in a position where you can communicate. So I hope you have a wonderful week. If you would like a private reading with me to have a look at how these transits affect you specifically, what is coming up for you in 2017 in terms of your love life, your finances, your career, if you move, if there's potential to move. Also, if you want me to analyze your birth chart and have a look at what your vocational aptitudes are, what your life purpose is, I can do that. Just go to the website, it's gregoryscott.com, click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you like these videos and you want to support me, clicking subscribe is the easiest way to do that, so I'd really appreciate that. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. And I'll speak to you next week for the horoscope and tomorrow for the daily tarot. And remember to check out your monthly video for your sun sign, because it tells you where that Neptune goes retrograde in your chart. So have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.